Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Monkey Wrench. I'm Kelly, the monkey with the wrench. As we move along with the channel, you will see that I work on quite a few things. Weed eaters, chainsaws, compressors, bikes, lawnmowers, boats, you name it. So the reason I chose monkey wrench is basically because I'm a monkey with a wrench, and there's not much that I won't work on. I can't stand the fact that in today's society people have machines of any sort, and when they get old or ugly or they just get tired of looking at them, they throw them away. And there's really no need for that, in my opinion, which is why I do what I do. It also allows me to get the tools that I need for free and repair them for next to nothing, oftentimes nothing, and have everything I need. You all saw the video where I got a $1 zero turn, and I used it all summer to cut grass and pay the bills. My bikes, I'm going to be doing a series of videos on bikes. A, it's wintertime. B, I'm building another bike from scratch, and it may not be your cup of tea, but it's content for the channel. It teaches people things they've forgotten. I'm 50 years old, and I've only recently realized that I can still pedal a bike. I've been riding an e-bike for 2.5 years, and I love it. It's like riding a motorcycle. But I only recently realized that my fat ass should be pedaling that bike from time to time to help me lose weight. I used to pedal 20 miles a day when I was young. So anyway, I think the next video that's coming out for you guys is this rear rack that I built that you probably can't see because it's dark out here. But it's this rack that I built out of a bed frame. It still needs to be finished and painted, which I will be doing over the next few days. And I love my e-bike. And if you watched my channel before, you know that my old bike frame, which is out there in the darkness, was a male bike, a men's bike, what we used to call it. And it has a bar that goes across there, and it used to crush my nuts all day, every day for 2 years. So I finally decided that I wanted a step-through bike, or what we used to call a female bike. Basically no bar, didn't climb up in your nuts. And I've been riding on this now for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And I just love it. I love the fact that I can step through the frame. It has its drawbacks as far as being a home-built bike. Well, as you can see, there's my control box. And there's my battery, which you can't see, but there's a battery right here sat in this. So I have been wanting for a long time to build a custom bike. I have a friend of mine that's a welder. Mike, shout out if you're watching the video. Appreciate you, brother. And I've recently been speaking to him about something I've wanted to do for a long time. You know that I can weld, but I am not a welder. So the kind of welding I do, I would not put on a moving vehicle at 30 to 40 miles an hour. He can do that. He's been welding for 20 years. He has much better equipment than I do. Gas, MIGs, the whole nine. So I said, listen, I see these bikes, and you know, the thing is, when you have your battery way up here, basically where your butt is, the battery weight raises the center of gravity of the bike, and it makes it more unstable. I loved having my battery here under that bar on my old bike. Believe it or not, just that few inches changes the entire weight of the bike and how it feels. So I wanted to cut here and here and back that ass up and be able to put the battery between this upright seat post and the rear wheel. And he said, oh, absolutely. Let's, get the mic sizes for the steel. It's just steel. We'll get the measurements. We'll get the angles. You know what I mean? We can build it out. And we're going to be building a fat tire bike here next month. So if you're interested in bikes, customizing bikes, building bikes, keep track of the channel, hit the subscribe button and get notifications, because throughout the winter time this year I will be working on my motorcycle as well as the bikes. So today, and I'm excited about this, today I finally got my hands on something that I've been looking for a long time. And the best part about it was, it's free. Hey, Squeakers. What's up, baby? I think she's pregnant. The best part about this is it was free. Now, I'm about to show it to you, and it's a total pig. Or, as they used to say, it's a total pig. This is a Chinese e-bike. That looks to be about a 250 or a 350 watt hub motor. Nothing, nothing fancy. Very small. You see the size of that compared to the size of the motor on my bike, which is 1,000 watts, much larger. It's a rusted, beat up piece of crap. There's some kind of Chinese name there, Wuxing, whatever. And there is a sticker here, and the only thing I could make out is ATSEKA. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look that up on the internet here shortly and see if I can find something. But the front suspension does still work. It's a rusted out piece of crap. I'm going to be reusing certain things, like these grips. These are more comfortable than the ones that I have. There's a horn button here, so I'm gonna have to clean that relay, I'm sure. There's a bunch of wiring. This whole thing is wired, but there are two things I love about this bike. Two. One, the wires go into the frame. They took the time and designed it so that they could feed the wires into the drop tube, go all the way out the bottom, and they come out there. So in a few minutes after this video is over, I'm going to be cutting all those wires, because I'm going to be removing the handlebars and removing that battery jack plate. And hey, baby, she's so big. She's only 8 months old and she's pregnant. Damn cats. The other thing that I like, well, I guess three things, is that this has a kickstand that I've not seen on an e-bike before, but it's a dual mounted kickstand that kicks out the back and will hold this bike very well. And if you haven't noticed already, look at that. That's backed that ass up. There is 6 inches between that back post and that wheel. Now, I just talked to Mike, and we do need to modify it because my battery is 5.5 inches deep. It's only 2 3/4, just under 3 inches wide. I have 5 inches of space here, which is great because I can fit my battery, my 20 amp hour battery, and my controller both in that space. But it's just a little bit too wide between this post and this bar. So when we take this off, there's actually another inch or so of space that I can get out of that. We're going to cut this here and here, and we're going to back that up 1/2 inch. That's it, and re-weld it in place. And that's going to give me all the space I need to get my 20 amp hour battery and my controller in there. We're also going to put an upright there so that I can put more tubing around. Basically what I want is a way that I can take my battery and slide it right down in there, which I keep my battery in place all the time anyway. Secure it, put outer covers on it, so maybe I'll put a sticker or something on the outside to protect it. If the bike falls over, you don't want to puncture a lithium-ion battery. They're fire hazards and everything else. But you see that it lowers the gravity. It lowers the center of gravity. It takes that battery, it puts it right down below me, all the way to the ground. And what I found over 2.5 years of e-biking, even on this very expensive $60 tire, $60 tire, the tread is wearing just a little bit already, so I'm in contact with Schwalbe. It's my second set of tires. They're only 2 months old, and I can see the blue stuff coming through. So we're going to be fixing that. But what always bothers me is my fat butt sits right here. So with myself, a 25-pound motor, and a 15-pound battery, that's 230 pounds plus 40 more pounds. That's 270 pounds basically just on that back tire. So I'm losing weight by pedaling. That's my whole point of why I want to pedal and lose some weight. I should be able to drop about 30 pounds. The battery will be mounted there permanently, and you know, I can change it. My battery right now is 2.5 years old and still going strong, so maybe every 2 or 3 years I'll buy a new battery. It lowers the center of the gravity back down, and instead of putting a rear hub motor on, just like I have here, like I've always had, this time I'm going to put the motor on the front wheel. The reason for that is less wear on the rear tire. So by putting the battery lower, by moving the motor to the front, taking that 30 pounds and putting it directly on that tire, it'll give me better tire wear completely across the board. I have my step through frame that I wanted, and I don't have to extend that butt myself. It's already done. So this thing was thrown away. I have people, friends, neighbors that know that I'm into e-biking, that I have told to keep their eyes open. I know people that scrap for a living. They go out and collect trash, take it to the scrap yard. This actually came from someone who collects scrap, who knows me, who said, "Hey Kelly, I remember you told me that there are special bike frames out there that are extended, and I think I found one." And he sent me a picture. And I said, "Yes, please, get it here. I will even pay for it." And of course, I didn't have to pay for it. Now, this used to be, or I guess technically still is, an e-bike. That is a hub motor right there. I have no idea what size. My guess is it's a 36 volt, because anything 500 watts or larger is going to need to be 48 volts. But I've got enough batteries laying around, as in car batteries. There's one. That's a motorcycle battery, but it's still 12 volts. So I can take 3 of these batteries, run them in series, and get 36 volts out of them temporarily. Find the power wires to this motor and see if it'll spin. That motor might still work. If it does, I've got a throttle here. Any control box will work. In fact, if it wasn't so messy in here, I'd show you that over the years I have collected control boxes. There's one. So once I find out if that thing even spins, if it's 36 volts, I can order a control box for a 36 volt. They're about 12 bucks. And I may have another motor. I'm also replacing my old hub motor. I broke the rim, respoking that. I can take that off and put that on a 20-inch bike if I want to. The point is that a working motor is never something you want to throw away. So I'm sorry this video is long, but it is what it is. I'm going to be taking this broke down piece of garbage, literal garbage someone threw away. Tonight I'm removing the motor, the rear wheel, the pedals, the cranks, the handlebars, and all the wiring. And they actually asked me if they could have the basket, so I'm going to give them that. And tomorrow I'm going to be taking this over to Mikey's place. We are going to, you see the space there where the fender is? I'm taking the fender off, and we're taking that cross bar, and we're backing it up basically where the fender is. And we're going to weld that in place. And then I'm going to sandblast the whole thing. And we're going to give it a paint job. So if you have any ideas on what color you think I should paint this thing, I'm thinking maybe yellow and black, maybe blue, maybe straight black. I don't know. I want something different. But I'm going to be painting it. Then I'm going to be installing a motor just like I have. I'm going to be buying another new one. They're about 200 bucks. But I'm going to buy the front motor. and rewiring this thing and turning this into a 48 volt 1000 watt e-bike. I will be building a custom rack on the back with round tubing just like that. Mike's going to get that for me so I don't have to use square tubing. We're going to make something real classy. We're going to make a front rack as well and turn this into a full out badass cargo bike with custom handlebars just like I have here. If you've seen my videos, I make those handlebars myself. Obviously they need to be sanded and painted, but this is going to be basically my showcase bike. And you know, when you're into stuff that doesn't cost much and you can do the work yourself, you can have multiples. I can have backups. Occasionally I get a flat tire or something goes wrong, and it would be nice to have a backup, or if it gets stolen, it would be nice to be able to catch an Uber home and jump on my other bike and still go to work and do the things that I need to do. And the best part about these bikes, if you have the frame, this bike here complete with the motor, the controller, and all that comes as a kit. The expensive tires, which are 60 bucks a piece, and the battery, I have about 650 bucks into this bike, and I ride it every single day. I run my business with it. I'll be doing Uber Eats with it. So to build a 1000 watt 48 volt bike is going to cost me, because this frame was free, I need to get some rims, but you can find those anywhere. It's going to cost me about 600 or 700 bucks. Can you buy a car for 600 or 700 bucks that's brand new? No. You can't even buy a piece of crap for 600 or 700 bucks. So that's why I do this. That's why this is my form of transportation. That's why I don't ride my motorcycle or drive my truck. There it is. So this was an introduction into a series that's coming on this channel. I still have lawnmower videos about to go up. I'm doing a video tomorrow on how to set up and run a generator that's dual fuel, meaning propane and or gasoline. I'm going to show you how that works, start it up for you, show you how to hook both of them up. So there's still going to be other videos, and my videos still come out twice a week, but I'm adding e-bikes this winter. And you know, comment down below if you have a paint color you think would be good, 2-tone, 3 colors, I don't care. And if you like this kind of stuff, I will try to edit the videos down some, where it's not so much me talking, it's more stuff. But give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you soon.